cette alliance et l'asseoir, parce que c'est le début d'une union dans la souveraineté, dans la liberté totale, pour que l'Afrique puisse prendre un exemple sur cette alliance et pouvoir rayonner. L'alliance n'est pas uniquement que pour les 3 pays, l'alliance appartient à tous les Africains désireux de souveraineté, d'indépendance et de liberté totale.
Hello, and a warm welcome everyone. We're thrilled to bring you a groundbreaking update that's taking Africa, and indeed the world, by storm. Today on Voice of Africa, we'll be discussing an exciting development that marks a new chapter in the continent's journey toward greater unity and self-determination. Our spotlight is on the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, an alliance formed by 3 West African nations, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, that is igniting renewed hope, solidarity, and energy across Africa. In a landmark statement, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso declared that this alliance belongs to all Africans who aspire to sovereignty, independence, and total freedom. So settle in, because in this in-depth video we're going to explore what this new alliance truly represents, the context that led to its creation, its potential impact on the African continent, and why you, yes you, might be integral to ensuring its success. Whether you're an African yourself or simply a friend of Africa who cares about the continent's future, you're in for a fascinating discussion that's brimming with optimism, pride, and ambition. Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, announced in his year-end address that the alliance isn't meant to serve just the 3 founding countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, but to serve all Africans who yearn for real sovereignty, independence, and the freedom to shape their destiny without undue external pressures. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, was initially made public in May 2024, when the 3 Sahelian countries recognized a pressing need to unify their diplomatic, defense, and developmental efforts in the face of shared challenges. While each nation has its own distinct history, culture, and characteristics, they also share a host of commonalities: economic vulnerabilities, security concerns related to terrorism, the after-effects of colonial history, and a global system that sometimes falls short of adequately supporting African aspirations. By banding together, they aim to forge a path rooted in African-led solutions, reimagining sovereignty in the 21st century and creating a blueprint for other African nations who might wish to join or emulate their efforts. The guiding symbol chosen for the AES, a Baobab tree, a radiant sun, and 3 shining stars, offers us a glimpse into the alliance's conceptual core. The Baobab tree is often referred to as the tree of life in many African cultures. It signifies resilience, longevity, and the interconnectedness of communities that rely on it for sustenance, shelter, and medicine. This makes it a fitting emblem for an alliance seeking to unite diverse populations under a shared banner. Meanwhile, the radiant sun embodies the hope and vitality that the AES promises to bring not just to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, but to the entire continent. The 3 stars above the Baobab honor the founding nations, each star representing one of the countries. Since the alliance belongs to all Africans, some believe that more stars might be added in the future, or that other nations will follow suit. According to President Traoré, the AES is intended to become a strong union in every field, with a particular focus on diplomacy, defense, security, and development. This is not a one-dimensional partnership. It seeks to address all aspects of national and regional challenges, from confronting terrorism and external subversion to uplifting socio-economic conditions. In other words, the AES envisions a model of cooperation that is holistic rather than narrowly focused. One of the most pressing concerns for Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has been the threat of terrorism and violent extremism in the Sahel region. By consolidating efforts under the AES, they aim to share intelligence, train security forces collectively, and foster unity in the fight against terrorism. But the AES goes beyond defense and security. It places equal emphasis on development. In a region grappling with inadequate infrastructure, limited access to education, and high rates of youth unemployment, a coordinated approach to large-scale development projects could prove transformative. The alliance underscores that real sovereignty cannot exist without economic independence. By promoting agricultural initiatives, investing in technology, and encouraging industrial expansion, the AES seeks to carve a new path towards self-reliance that doesn't hinge solely on foreign aid or external directives. For countless Africans and observers worldwide, the Alliance of Sahel States symbolizes a turning point. It suggests that African leaders are increasingly ready to step outside existing international power structures and create alliances that better serve African peoples. The significance of President Traoré's words that the AES belongs to all Africans who desire sovereignty cannot be overstated. It signals both an invitation and a challenge. Are other African nations and peoples prepared to take ownership of this bold new vision? Before we continue, we want to remind you that Voice of Africa is dedicated to bringing you these empowering stories from across the continent and the African diaspora. If you're excited about this new era of unity and transformation, help us spread the word. Don't forget to like this video to show your support, comment below to share your thoughts on the Alliance of Sahel States, and subscribe to Voice of Africa so you never miss out on important updates. Hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop fresh content celebrating Africa's progress, power, and potential. The formation of the AES does not exist in a vacuum. Over the years, various African nations have attempted regional integration through organizations like ECOWAS, SADC, and the EAC, among others. The African Union itself was built on the aspiration of deeper political and economic integration across the continent. However, what sets the AES apart is its focus on sovereign decision-making and independence from external forces. In the Sahel region, foreign military interventions and donor-driven policies have long shaped national strategies, often without addressing the root causes of challenges. The AES's emphasis on total freedom reflects a desire for Africans to set the agenda and drive the solutions based on their own priorities, realities, and value systems. President Traoré has been explicit that the alliance is open to any African nation that resonates with its vision. This inclusive message suggests that the AES is not just a closed club of 3 countries, but could evolve into something larger and more impactful. Leaders have hinted that other African countries are watching these developments closely, evaluating whether to join or form parallel alliances inspired by the AES model. While optimism runs high, no major initiative comes without hurdles. The AES must address coordination of defense strategies, economic integration, diplomatic pressures from external powers, domestic political shifts, and the challenge of ensuring that African citizens feel invested in the process. Each country has its own political landscape, and the alliance will need to carefully balance local priorities with collective objectives. Sustaining unity among member states requires ongoing mutual trust, transparent governance, and constant dialogue. Nevertheless, the enthusiasm surrounding the AES suggests that African leaders and citizens alike are prepared to confront these challenges head-on. The alliance's emergence as a key topic in President Traoré's New Year's address underscores its importance in shaping the continent's near and long-term future. One of the most exciting possibilities stemming from the AES is the potential for large-scale regional projects that enhance member countries' economies. There has been talk of building roads, railways, and telecommunication networks to link the nations more effectively, encouraging both commerce and cultural exchange. In agriculture, shared efforts to tackle desertification and climate change could lead to improved irrigation techniques, more sustainable farming, and ultimately greater food security. By sharing best practices, the AES countries can make strides in reducing reliance on imports, improving livelihoods, and boosting resilience against environmental challenges. Meanwhile, as the digital age reshapes the global economy, the AES can play a pivotal role in championing joint research and development. This includes creating tech hubs, innovation labs, and knowledge-sharing platforms specifically attuned to conditions in the Sahel. Africa's youth population is projected to be the fastest growing in the world, presenting opportunities for technological breakthroughs that could redefine entire industries. In forging an alliance based on sovereignty and self-determination, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger might be crafting a blueprint for the continent at large. If the AES demonstrates tangible improvements in security, economic welfare, and diplomatic leverage, it could catalyze a wave of reconfiguration in how African nations partner with one another. A united front against terrorism could limit the impact of insurgent groups, while a shared diplomatic stance could amplify African voices in global forums. The alliance's emphasis on inclusivity, it belongs to all Africans, suggests that regional identity need not be restrictive. From the Sahel, this spirit could radiate to the Maghreb in North Africa, the savannas of Central Africa, the coastal regions of East Africa, and beyond, paving the way for a network of regional alliances that might one day form a robust continent-wide confederation defined by African values and leadership. All of these initiatives hinge on the engagement and support of ordinary citizens. Government leaders can negotiate frameworks, but people need to feel personally connected and motivated for the alliance to endure. Civic groups, youth movements, and grassroots organizations have a crucial role to play in ensuring accountability and transparency. Likewise, the African diaspora around the world can contribute expertise, investment, and global connections that bolster the alliance's goals. By raising awareness about the AES and encouraging constructive dialogue, Africans at home and abroad can shape the narrative and ensure the alliance addresses real needs on the ground. Now, as you continue watching, remember that you have a critical role to play in building the Africa we all dream of, one that is strong, independent, and free to determine its own path. By amplifying stories like these, you're adding momentum to a global conversation that keeps Africa at the center of its own destiny. We invite you to stay informed about developments related to the AES, engage locally by supporting initiatives that mirror the alliance's objectives, and foster unity by championing open discussions about the alliance's goals. If you have insights or concerns, share them. Open, transparent dialogue helps align the alliance's strategies with the day-to-day realities of African communities. As we look toward 2025 and beyond, the Alliance of Sahel States stands as a beacon of African-led progress. President Traoré's call for unity and self-determination resonates not only within the borders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, but in every corner of a continent that has, for far too long, wrestled with external impositions. While the AES is still in its early stages, its existence and the ambitious vision it represents send a powerful message. Africa is determined to shape its own destiny. This alliance, with its strong emphasis on sovereignty, security, and shared development, is more than an experiment. It's a statement of intent. It reminds us all that history is still being written, and that purposeful actions taken by dedicated leaders and citizens can pave the way for a more united, prosperous Africa. The Baobab tree in the Alliance's logo might have its roots in the Sahel, but its branches and leaves, symbolically, can span the entire continent, if Africans choose to nurture and grow it together. If you found this discussion enlightening, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment sharing your perspective, and subscribe to Voice of Africa for more exclusive insights and uplifting stories from across the continent. Your engagement fuels our mission to highlight African excellence and unity. Let's keep talking about the Alliance of Sahel States and engage in meaningful conversations that keep the momentum going. Thank you for watching, and remember, the future of Africa is in our hands. Stay tuned to Voice of Africa. Together, let's champion a brighter tomorrow.